So last year, I accidentally ended up at a quiet little station in Hamilton called West Harbour. I wasn't supposed to be there, but we've all taken those unexpected detours. Anyway, I've been thinking about that stop recently, so I made a second visit and came up with a track plan for a small shelf layout that could possibly fit into my new setup. Let's get started. So lately, I've been researching stub-in stations across North America, and it's been interesting to see just how much variety there is. As I plan my new railroad, I've been thinking about how to incorporate a second station into my design, and I've been thinking about adding a station inspired by stops along the Lakeshore West Line, the main route I take to and from Toronto. Last year, I even thought about modeling the Aldershot Station near Burlington, Ontario. Reflecting on that, I was reminded of an accidental detour I took when I boarded the wrong train and ended up at West Harbour Station in Hamilton, Ontario. So I decided to retrace the steps of that accidental trip. I reviewed train schedules and arrived at Aldershot Station to do some train spotting. I showed up early enough to catch some trains on camera. First a GO train, and then a Via Rail unit. What surprised me was seeing the Amtrak Maple Leaf roll through. It wasn't something I'd expected, but I did manage to grab some footage before boarding my train for West Harbour. West Harbour is one of the last stops on the Lakeshore West Line. It's a small stub-in station tucked away near CN Stuart Yard. It feels somewhat hidden from view, surrounded by expansive scenery, rolling hills, the lake to the south, and the quiet hum of the nearby yard. West Harbour GO Station opened in 2015, just before Hamilton hosted events for the Pan Am Games. It was built to improve transit operations between Hamilton and Toronto, and gave residents direct access to Union Station without needing to transfer at Aldershot. The station, located at the north end of James Street near the CN rail tracks, cost around $50 million to build. Initially, ridership was pretty low, but since the introduction of all-day service, it's become a more reliable option for Hamilton commuters. Beside the West Harbour GO Station lies CN's Stuart Yard, a key player in Canadian National's freight network and one of the busiest freight yards in the region. This yard is vital for handling a wide range of commodities including steel products, automobiles, and bulk materials like grains and petroleum. It also plays a major role in intermodal freight, connecting rail shipments with trucks and making it an essential hub for moving goods across North America. So why choose another stub-in station? Well, I've been reworking my layout for a while, and one of the decisions I've made is that stub-in stations are a better fit for the space I have available. West Harbour, with its smaller footprint and tucked-away feel, allows for some interesting design choices while still keeping operations realistic. The Pacific Central Station in Vancouver was the inspiration behind this switch to stub-in designs, and now West Harbour seems to fit into that larger theme. Plus, it's a lot easier to fit into a 10-foot wall, which is the exact space I'm working with. I wanted to see if I could create a small shelf layout that could possibly be integrated into the design of my new layout. For this plan, the station is placed on one side with the tracks running into a small staging yard on the opposite side. The yard is a key feature, representing the nearby Stuart Yard. This standalone shelf layout is pretty straightforward. The main line is prioritized for the station, rather than the CN tracks that pass behind West Harbour. It runs east to west and branches off into a simple representation of the Stuart Yard. Operationally, passenger trains could arrive and depart from the station platforms, heading into the staging tracks on the left-hand side. Meanwhile, freight switching could happen in the Stuart Yard, using the yard lead to avoid fouling the main line. It's a simple track plan, but what makes it interesting is modeling the roads that pass over the station platforms, and having Stuart Yard disappear into the background, hidden behind the tree line but in front of the harbour and Hamilton skyline. While I'm not aiming for a perfect replica of the West Harbour Station, my goal was to capture the quiet, hidden essence of the small stop. It's not so much about strict accuracy, but using the feel of the station to create something that works in my layout space. Since one half of my layout is going to be fairly urban, considering the West Harbour aesthetic for additional stop makes a lot of sense, as its scenery will be a good contrast. So that's West Harbour. Will the station make its way into my new layout? I think it will. I really like the scenery, the addition of the freight yard, and the roads that pass over the station. I'm planning another visit soon, maybe when the fall colors are in full swing, to see how I could capture a creepier October feel. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about West Harbour? Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.